Lillard, long range three, and it's good! At the buzzer! Damian Lillard! Are you kidding me? 10, that's his youth right there.
Tagovailoa trying to make up for it. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! Alabama wins!
Cortez delivers. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone!
Welcome back to the Just Work Sports Radio. We are on episode 2. Today we're going to be covering a lot of World Cup. It's the biggest thing in the world, guys. People are now realizing that. It took a while, for the America to catch up, but it's getting there. We're a week into this. It's getting bigger. It's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get better. And it's really going to transform this country in sports. I really do believe that. Soccer, it's not, we all call it soccer, but it's football. It's really what it is at the end of the day. I said that last episode, but it's really what it is. We're going to cover a few different players off the start. Messi. Who's better than him? Seriously. At 38 years old, a hat trick? Come on. Who's doing that? He's literally aging in reverse. How can we do this? He became the oldest player in World Cup history to score a hat trick. We have some other people. I'm not bashing Ronaldo, but he didn't do anything yesterday. He didn't. He didn't do anything special. And we all expect those moments. Yes, he's getting older. He's 41, but I'm just saying. Messi is special, and everyone needs to realize that. I know we're all, he's the GOAT. Everyone says it, but we need to realize we're in a special time, a very special time in history. To be able to watch a player of this caliber and continue to play at this amount of longevity. It's LeBron, Ronaldo, we talk about them. Messi has to be in there. He has to be. 38 years old, people, scoring this many. He's now scored in 5 consecutive World Cup matches, and if he does it again on June 22nd versus Austria, that's a 6th straight. 6th straight. He'll be the only man in history to do that. Nobody else is up there with him. Nobody else. But there's a few other players we're going to talk about today. I'd like to start off by saying Erling Haaland, welcome to the World Cup. It took you a while. Norway, it took them a while. A great achievement to even make the World Cup for Norway. They are a very underrated football country. They've produced some great players. Odegaard's there. A young one in Antonio Nusa. He's going to be a star. He's at Leipzig right now. Didn't have the best year, you could say. Didn't have the best year. They were without European football, but he's going to be a star. He was in there. He was there helping out Haaland in their game the other day. And Haaland, a brace on your World Cup debut. Seriously. Not enough words to describe him. He's one of the greatest strikers of this generation. He's leading that new generation. We had it. He's going to be that guy. He might break every single record for scoring. He has everywhere he's gone. Every single place. Came into the Premier League, broke the record his first year. Seriously. There's not enough words to describe him. And he's only going to keep getting better. He's only 24. He's only going to keep getting better. It's honestly crazy. You say that, you think about that, and that's genuinely crazy. And then we're going to talk about Mbappe. Mbappe, man. You already have a World Cup. Let these people breathe a little bit, A semifinal in your last appearance. Your last appearance. Didn't go the way you wanted to. Yes, you lost to the greatest of all time. Bounces back game 1, scores a brace. And they weren't, easy goals. They were struggling a bit in the first half, we talked about in the last episode. But that breakthrough, there's not enough words to describe him. He's that good. That Tuesday we watched, one of the greatest days in World Cup history. One of the greatest days. Broke the France's all-time scoring record with 58 goals for the national team. He's now on 14 goals all time, trailing only Ronaldo of Brazil, Klose, and Messi. The torch is being passed, people. He's grabbing it. He's just running with it, honestly. We all say, this. He's been able to take this. He hasn't been able to get the club accomplishments with PSG winning back-to-back Champions League after he leaves to go to Real Madrid, but it's coming. And it may not be this year. It may not be. We'll see. They have Mourinho coming in. It'll be a different team this year. There's a lot of different rumors going around with Real Madrid. It'll be different this year. But we're not here to talk about Real Madrid. Next thing. We're going to talk about Portugal. And they did a beautiful, beautiful tribute to, rest in peace, Diogo Jota. Great player, rest in peace. It was a very tragic accident, what happened last year. It really was. Portugal didn't get the win. They got a point versus Congo. It was a good game, honestly. Neves put them up 1. early. It wasn't the best showing. And for a team that has so much class around them, like they have Neves, Vitinha, Mendes, all world-class players, they couldn't put it together in their first game of the World Cup. Honestly, it's not... I don't want to blame the players. I don't. You can blame them most of the time. Yes, I understand. I can hear that part of it, okay? To me, it's their coach. And their tactics, they don't make sense. They really don't make sense. There's better ways to put them out there. I don't think he's the right guy to do that, if I'm being honest. I think that Portugal needed to sack him a long time ago. Like, he should have been gone. He shouldn't even have been at this World Cup. And yes, there's the familiarity with him. Yes, I understand it's a big year. You don't want to sack somebody before, the biggest stage. I get that. But he's not going to bring the best out of his players. And if I'm being honest, for the amount of talent they have on that pitch, they should go farther. And I don't think they will. I really don't think they will. Like, they made it to the Euros final a couple years ago, lost to Spain and Yamal. Yes, great games. But I don't think they have it this year. I really don't. And I love Ronaldo. And I'm saying this as a big Ronaldo fan. He doesn't have it anymore. He plays in Saudi Arabia, for crying out loud. That's not a top 5 league. That's way, the level in skill is not there. And I'm not, not bashing him. I'm not coming for him or the Portugal team, but I don't think they have this year. I don't. There's just too much talent around. There's way too much talent around. And speaking of the talent, let's talk about England. There's not enough words I can go out there to describe Harry Kane right now. Seriously. 70 goal contributions this season for club and country. And I'm a little biased, he plays for my team, my club, Bayern Munich. But there's not a better striker out there right now. There really isn't. There's Mbappe, Haaland, yes. But they don't do what Harry Kane does on a weekly basis. He creates for everybody. There's a quote a couple years ago, Kingsley Coman, a winger who played at Bayern Munich for a very long time. He played with Harry Kane a couple years. He even said, Lewandowski, when we played with Robert Lewandowski, he only created for himself. Harry Kane creates for all of us. And that is the contributions you get when you play him every week. He's top-notch in every asset of the game. He comes back, he's putting in defensive shifts. I see him a defensive midfielder, for crying out loud, versus regular games in the Bundesliga. And again, it's not, we're not playing every week in out great teams every week, but he's always out there doing the most, doing everything to play. And again, this is the reason that teams rate him, that coaches rate him. Pep put in the $120 million bid a couple years ago when he was at Spurs still. Obviously didn't go through. They got Haaland, but still, there's a reason all of these coaches rate him and rave about him. There's not enough words to describe him. He scored a brace the other day. One off a header, one penalty. Again, there's nothing that can define his legacy than a bigger World Cup right now. If I'm being honest, he has to win the Ballon d'Or. It's him and Olise, and there's a gap after that. There's a stop gap, and there's nobody really close. There's not. You can say it, but there's not anybody close to him. At the level he's played at this year, it's been amazing to see. And there's nobody more deserving of it. He's a great person, Everyone, we can talk about the stuff on the field. That's fine. But he's a great person off the field. Genuinely, never been caught up in anything. And I'm not trying to jinx him. I might have to knock on wood. Might have to knock on wood a little bit. But still, he has to be up there for the Ballon d'Or. And it may be a hot take, but if England goes on, I have my predictions he wins the Golden Boot at the World Cup. There's talent at the top, yes. But when he's on form, nobody touches him. Nobody touches him. He does everything. If they win, if England football comes home, that's what they say in England, that football is coming home every year. I know. If it does, there's a very, very valid argument. Because that cements Harry Kane is up there in those top 5, top 10 ranks, of all time. He may be the greatest striker we've ever seen. And that's saying a lot. I know. Just give it time. We'll come back to this in July. We'll come back to this. He's that good. He's that guy, people. And a lot of people discredit him for the time at Spurs, blah, blah, blah. He won Golden Boots in the Premier League. They didn't win the things as a team. What else do you want from him? I was hearing stuff from Spurs fans before we even signed him about he's going to be better than Lewandowski, You guys better prepare for him. He's going to be that guy. In the first year, yeah, he struggled at Bayern. He did. He didn't struggle for, let me take that back. He didn't struggle. The team struggled. Thomas Tuchel didn't have the right, players out there. Yes, we didn't have the quality we have now. But now he's with England. Tuchel and him are reunited. He's having a great season so far. And I really do believe that if England does win it, there's a very high chance, people, with the talent they have on that pitch And they displayed it the other day versus Croatia. That was a great game. Great game. You can tell the momentum shifted. As soon as that first goal in, 1-1, 2-2, they know how to play together as a group. And again, I gave Tuchel a knock the other day. I didn't. But they showed a lot in that game, a lot of resilience. And the quality just, it's not even close to anybody else, really. It's really not close. Say what you want, but it's not. And there's another teammate he has. Another UCL winner for Real Madrid. The midfielder who does everything in Jude Bellingham. He's been one of my favorite players since he was at Dortmund. That says a lot. Because Dortmund's up there with my, North Carolina hatred. As a Duke guy, Dortmund's one of my least favorite teams. But here's the thing. We'll get into that real fast. A lot of people believe that Bayern and Dortmund are rivals. We are. Yes, the Dare Klassiker. Yes, we are rivals. But it's not as bad as everybody makes it seem. It really is not. We have a few other rivalries. I'll just name one. 1860 Munich. If you guys want to take a look at what they've done over the years, two Bayern supporters, they're more of a lower level team. They're not ever in the Bundesliga. You'll never see them. In the Bundesliga. And I would love for them to come up. I would love to whoop them twice a year, but there's nothing there going on there. So back to Jude Bellingham. Great player, led the team. He's just everywhere on the pitch. He plays as a number 8, a number 10. He even puts in some striker shifts, which is insane. Just insane. He defends, passes, presses, everything on the field that you want. He can dribble in, out of you, by you, through you. It doesn't matter. There's nothing that you can do. It's inevitable. A lot of people don't rate him because of the team he plays in, Real Madrid. I understand. I have bias. I don't support Real Madrid. I never will. But this is a world-class talent. Everyone made the jokes, he should have won the Ballon d'Or a couple years ago, blah, blah. He should have. In my opinion, he should have. Rodri did not deserve that. He didn't. Jude is an all-timer, and we're watching that unfold in front of our eyes. Scored a goal the other day, and it wasn't an easy goal. It was not an easy goal by any means. It was a beautiful goal. Beautiful, beautiful goal. It's people need to realize what we are watching. There's a level of skill on display right now in America. And it needs to be opened up to the American audience. Everyone needs to see this. But there's also more talent that we need to discuss today on this episode, and that is going to be Spain. Spain, they are the highest ranked team coming into this tournament. And it's rightfully deserved. Coming off a Euros 2024 win, best team in Europe. I get it. I hear it. Without Yamal, without Nico Williams, and that's saying a lot because Nico Williams has struggled this year at Bilbao. Struggled. That team is not as scary as people make it seem. It's good, yes, but who do they have up front? Who's scoring those goals? They don't have that Haaland. They don't have that Kane, that Mbappe, that Messi to get in there and score. Yamal, yes, he's young still. People give it time. He's very young. It will come. It'll come. I don't know if it'll come right now. I don't know if it will. And that's just, again, I think Yamal is going to be one of the greatest of all time. We're witnessing a very, very special talent at 18. He's 18 years old. We saw him he was 16. 15 for crying out loud. He came out in his debut at 15 years old. And it bitters me a little bit because, again, we'll talk a little bit about Bayern. I always try to loop him back in at some point, because nobody really talks about him. There's not a big creator, and I'm hoping to be that for them, We put a bid in for Yamal when he was very young. Very young. We were trying to get him, but then Xavi pulled him up, played him, Barcelona, rest is history, But topic for another day. They struggled, Spain struggled versus Cape Verde. And honestly, it's surprising. It's very surprising. I don't know they don't have the quality up front, but they have enough quality everywhere else in that pitch for them to dominate in certain areas, dominate certain teams. Do they have enough to get past the big heavy hitters, England, France, Brazil? I don't know. I just don't know. But struggled versus Cape Verde. They did not look good, at all. That was the most bet on game. And we're not going to talk about bets a lot on this channel because I'm not an advocate for gambling at all in any way. But a lot of people lost money on them, and that's understandable. A lot of people had some money on them. I even saw a guy won a lot of money because he put money that they wouldn't win. And respect to you, man. That's a great bet. Seriously. But we got some big games today. Mexico looked very sharp today. South Africa, they're not quality. They're not. We'll just be honest with you. We're not. South Africa, they're going to be a bottom feeder this tournament. But Mexico looked sharp. They looked really good. We got a few more games. Czechia, versus South Africa. Oh, wait, that's not today. Sorry. My bad, guys. We have Switzerland, Bosnia. That was just playing right now, and Switzerland looks good. Guys. I apologize on the South Africa game. Kind of mixed up my schedule, but Switzerland has a player who's a midfielder named Johan Manzambi. Plays in the Bundesliga for Freiburg. Great player. A lot of things that you guys are going to see. A lot more talents open up in this World Cup. A lot more players who are going to come to light. Manzambi's been a star all year for Freiburg. Scored a crazy goal in the Europa League final and semifinals. A great player. Great young player. Someone's going to get a steal. It may not be a steal because I know Freiburg is definitely up in their price if he does end up leaving this summer. But I do expect a lot of Premier League teams to be on him. A lot. I think the right price would be around 70. He's a good midfielder. He does everything. Like, genuinely does everything. We'll see, though. We'll see. But it's beautiful to see, honestly, this type of stage is here in America, finally. You know, there's not a lot of people who understand how big it is. And I'll keep saying that, honestly. I'll keep saying it till it's over. Like, this, there's nothing tops this for the world stage of soccer. There's nothing that tops this. There's not a lot of people who understand it here. And understandably, it's not big here. And there's a reason it's not big here. Soccer is a rich man's sport here in America. It really is. And I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking people who are involved in the high-level soccer, but it is. A lot of these people, the kids who play overseas, play in Europe, play in South America, they come from the poorest environments. These kids are on the street in Brazil playing with their feet, for crying out loud. Like, seriously. That's how they discover these players in South America. They're not doing that here. The youth camps, the youth setups, the travel soccer, the big training facilities, they're all for the people that have money and they will pay for it. And I think that's a big detriment to the lot of skill that's here. I really do. Because there's a lot of skill in America. A lot of skill. Like, tons of it. I spent a year at Niagara University watching some D1 soccer, and it was very high level. But a lot of those players are not going to play somewhere after that. They're going to play somewhere low level. But there's so much talent. It needs to be discovered here. It really does. And hopefully that this can lead to another golden generation of soccer here, which honestly would be amazing. We haven't really had someone break through and be like the big star. We have Pulisic now, but who's going to complement him? Balogun played good. You know, he played good. He's good. Good player. A great player, you know, for the USA, not for everywhere else. He's not starting at a Inter Milan. He's not starting at a Arsenal. He's not starting at a Liverpool. You need to have that type of quality, the type of players you can find nowhere and make them someone. That's what's going to lift up football in America. And, you know, there was a famous quote, not quote famous, I'll say, but it was kind of funny to me a couple years ago. Tom Brady was like, and again, Tom Brady's a football player, an American football player. He doesn't know much about soccer, so not knock to him, but he says on record, I think that America needs a player like Lamine Yamal. Yeah, obviously. You know, Lamine Yamal is one of the greatest talents we've ever seen, people. Like, say, obviously, no, really, you know? But we're not going to find them if we continue to have these people who are paying thousands of dollars to get their players seen, their kids seen. There's nothing wrong with that, but you have to go out and push soccer into these neighborhoods. It's more of a, again, rich man sport, but there's other sports who are popular here, and that's also a big detriment to this. Football, baseball, basketball, you know, these are all big sports here. In America, they're the biggest sports. Obviously, there's more viewers for basketball than anything right now in America, which, again, no knock to basketball ever. But soccer has so much good in it and so much joy it brings to so many people around the world that I think it needs to be broadcasted here. This needed to happen. This is a perfect time for it to happen. Because we're not going to have another star-studded like World Cups like this. There's going to be stars, yes. We're seeing Messi score a hat trick in his first game. That people need to see that. People needed to see that. Like, I saw there's thing I scroll. I'm on sports stuff all the time. All the time. It's one of my favorite things to do. This is the reason I started this podcast. A guy says, just discovering Ronaldo and Messi when they're at 41 and 38. And that's insane. That is genuinely insane. What do you mean you're just discovering them? Like, that shouldn't be a thing. These are the two of the biggest stars ever in sports history. Like, two of the biggest stars. You're going to talk about Messi and Ronaldo 20 years from now. Those are the biggest in the world. And we're just discovering them now because of what? You're a basketball fan? People need to broaden their horizon. It needs to be shown. It's a great sport. It really is, truly. And there's some exciting matchups this weekend, people. Netherlands, Sweden, Saturday, 12 o'clock. Great game. There's some stars on both sides. You got Alexander Isak from Liverpool at Sweden. You got Victor Gyökeres. Two prominent strikers who made moves to big clubs last year. Gyökeres at Arsenal, Liverpool, Isak. Great players for Sweden. They have some good players, a lot of talent on that team, a lot of youngsters. Lucas Bergvall from Spurs, Tottenham. Good players, but they need to be pushed. It needs to be pushed into this light in America. People need to discover these people. And there's a lot of football fans. There's some, it's not as big here. Yes, there's pubs everywhere in New York, of LA, of soccer teams, soccer fans. And I know some great soccer fans. Some of my best friends are some of the biggest soccer fans. We talk all day in our group chat, all day about soccer. I guess probably one of my favorite things to do, talk to them about this. We love it, but it needs to be pushed everywhere. Netherlands, Cody Gakpo. Memphis Depay, who was the all-time Netherlands leading scorer, plays out in Brazil. That's a name to look out for people who do not know. Virgil van Dijk, one of the best defenders of the past decade or so. He set the standard for fullbacks and center backs of this generation. He really has. So much talent on both sides at 12 o'clock Saturday. Tune in, everybody. Keep watching this. Keep bringing viewers to this. Put it on when you're driving. Okay, maybe not when you're driving, but, put it on in the background. Something to watch. And then we have Germany. They played great the other day. They played great. I love Germany. I have lots of, my love for Germany came after 2014, honestly. That was around the time I came a Bayern fan, so I've been following Germany. It's honestly like my second favorite team, or honestly my favorite team. Yes, I root for the USA. Yes, all this. I'm an American at the end of the day, so I'll always root for the USA. But I root for Germany usually every World Cup, every Euros, and we can talk about a few stars they have. Florian Wirtz. There's not another midfielder like him. There's not. He's a star, and he had a struggling year at Liverpool. Yes, from Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. Struggling year. It's his first year. He'll adjust. I have no doubt about that. He's a star. One of the greatest center midfielders, attacking midfielders, number 10s in the sport right now. He's top 2. There's only 3 of them up there, and he's one of them, And then we're going to go with his co-star, Jamal Musiala. My boy, Bayern Munich, the number 10. He's number 10 for everywhere. It's just, there's not another player like that. There's not, He dribbles like the ball, like it's stuck to his foot. It's impressive. It's genuinely impressive. And he always rises to these moments. His World Cup in 2022 set the stage for the type of career he's going to have. He's a star, a superstar. There's a reason he's at a big club. There's a reason these two players are at big clubs. They're that level. Kai Havertz is another name to look out for. Scored in the final Champions League a couple weeks ago with Arsenal. They ended up winning, unfortunate. Great player still. Great player. Big time player. Big game player. Scored. He has some of the most goals in finals for the Champions League, which is kind of crazy to say when you think about it. Kai Havertz, yeah, all year he's not that great. He's not, but when it comes to mattering in big games, he can do that. They have Leroy Sané, good player, not as great as he used to be. Relies too much on his speed, pace. Yes, one to look out for as well. They have Nico Schlotterbeck, one of the greatest Bundesliga defenders right now at Dortmund. Great, left-footed, can pass anywhere on the field. It's kind of crazy. And then they have Nathaniel Brown, great player, great left back, going to be a star. Hopefully the deal finalizes to Bayern Munich soon. Let's hope so. There's a lot of news. Hopefully the medical goes through. And the GOAT keeper, the greatest keeper of all time, Manuel Neuer. There's debate. There's debate for, Buffon, Casillas, whatever you want to say. It's Neuer every day of the week. World Cup, one of the greatest keepers of our generation. And then the other side of it, Yan Diomande, budding superstar. Article came out today, and it's very sad. He lost his sister a year ago, and he blew up, honestly, over the past year or so. $100 million player, rumors to Liverpool with Wirtz, Isak, Van Dijk. Great player. Going to be a star. He blew up the other day. Great player. Played the other day. But that's enough for today. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Just Work Sports Radio. And tune in to the World Cup, people. It's huge. We're going to have a lot of World Cup content over the next month or so. It's going to be a few daily uploads about this. It needs to be spread, and I'm here to spread that word. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in.